here we are at Alone with a Man number 3. Here we are alone with the man, and here we go with Alone with a Man number 5. So it's been a long time. It's been a very long time since I've actually made one of these, and people are saying these are more of a vlog than anything else. Yeah, I don't do anything. I'm not, a professional news reporter. I'm not a professional sports player. I'm not a professional really anything. I have a career in pretty much anything else that I am talking about. And this is just my thoughts, my opinions, some stats, some facts, but it's mostly just me creating some videos, shorts, what have you. If you watch my little short reels, it's me working out. I'm trying to get 1,000 pounds with bench press, deadlift, and a squat. And I'm getting there. I'm at like 830 some odd pounds. I started out at around 600. It's not bad over 6 months. Obviously all natural. I'm not into really taking anything. I don't see the point. I'm 50. I like my kidneys. I like my liver. I've already talked about how I've had a pulmonary embolism, which is a blood clot in the lungs. Kind of destroyed my lungs. I wouldn't say destroyed, but they took their toll. You can hear my breath when I talk, which is sad. It's hard for me to do a lot of cardio. Hell, it's even hard for me just to lift weights sometimes. Walking up and down stairs is sometimes a problem, but I'm not here to talk about that today. I got 10 topics today, and we're going to try and find out what those are. And each one will have its own little segment. And from there, I'm just going to give you some updates. We're drinking beer tonight. We're drinking my favorite until someone introduces me to something new. I've already had a few, so you probably hear it in the comments. So let's go ahead and get started with the show. So horror classics is our first topic today, and let's see, I've read a couple of H.G. Wells books. I've read The Invisible Man, which was outstanding, and the ending, I'm not going to spoil for you, but if you've ever seen the movie, the book is very different. Everybody always says, oh, the book is so much better. Actually, I enjoyed the movie better. The book was good, but it kind of dragged towards like the second 2/3 into it. It's like, okay, we got it. We know you're invisible. We know you can do whatever you want. But he never really did whatever he wanted. I think the madness of being insane really started to set in towards that point. And Wells was just looking for, I don't know, like something for him to do, but he never did it. He was more just terrorizing the people rather than going out and doing whatever you could. There's another movie, I forget what it's called. It's like The Invisible Man, and there's the one with the Kevin Bacon, and it's good. It's not bad, but there's another one, and I forget what it's called. But he does things, and they're just bad. Like, he goes into the women's changing room, and he looks around, and I think it's like Blank Man or something like that. But he's just a bad person, and he becomes invisible, and he does bad things, and it's almost better than The Invisible Man. It's almost better than the book. And I was impressed. I laughed, I felt bad for him at the end. But it was like, if you hate it so much, just go find the bum and get your books back and do what you got to do to become invisible again. Or visible, I guess. Also, I read The War of the Worlds, and that was incredible. Did you know that there's a 2019 remake of it? And it's not even a remake, it's more of a scene by scene, but it's only available in France. So if you have an IP address of France, you can watch it on Netflix. Watched the first 3 episodes of it, and just incredible. It was like scene by scene. The people that were playing it were perfect, and it's not like the Tom Cruise version where it's the modern version. This is actually in 1870, 1880 England, and they dress the part, they look the part, they speak the part, and the monsters are, to me, exactly what they look like. They look like sponges, almost like a black squishy starfish kind of thing. They show them in their machines, they show them out of the machines, they show what the machines can do, and it was extremely entertaining. Now the book, again, same author and everything, but it was great. It just flowed along. There was parts where like you almost wanted to cheer, parts that made you very sad, parts that made you think, parts that actually made you put the book down and let your thoughts run for a while. It is a page turner. It really is. It's a short book, 100, maybe 150 pages at the most. Never once was I like, oh, I just need to finish this so I can get on to my next book. It's nothing like Robinson Crusoe, because to me that book is just dragging. I'm reading it and it's just, I want it to end. And honestly, I want it to end because I want to read Gary Holt's new book. And I'm super looking forward to that, but that's a different topic, a different subject. So this next part I might be deleting. I just don't see the point. I always smoke the same cigars, so there's no point in reporting on to you guys, hey, what cigar are you smoking this week? What's the most, flavorful cigar? What's the best cigar? What's the most expensive cigar I smoke? And pretty much it's always the same. I smoke El Cubano cigars. They're placed out of League City. Oh, just like the shirt that I'm wearing. For some reason, we hang out in League City a lot. I'm not from there. I don't live there, but it's a town not far from here. But anyway, I got this. I got that for Christmas from my wife because she loves me so much. And this is where I keep my cigars. Right now I'm running a little low, but I guess I could buy some more, but I don't have the time between work and hanging out with the family and just doing stuff. It's kind of hard to get some good smoke time in. But when I do, I go to El Cubano's in League City, and the place is just phenomenal. You can't talk enough good about this place. There's people in there all the time. They're willing to talk. Just sit, socialize, smoke your cigars, or if you don't want to socialize, pick a corner chair, pick something, somewhere even in the middle. And I like bringing my book. I'll put it on my death metal. I'll put on some smooth jazz, whatever, in my headphones. Sit there, read Dungeons & Dragons book, and just chill out for a good hour and a half. Just smoke that stick and enjoy it. Obviously, I don't smoke in my chamber because I don't want my stuff messed up. Some people do, though. I don't know how. You think, all your stuff would smell like cigars over time. And also, my chamber's upstairs in the middle of the house, and I don't want my house smelling like cigars. A lot of times I'll sit outside with the wife. We'll sit there, we'll bullshit, whatever, and smoke a stick. She's not a fan of cigars. I love them. I think it's the most relaxing thing I do. And my next topic is basically my newest record, and I don't know, I haven't really thought of a segment name for it yet, but I love these guys, and the actual record for it is Sick. Limited, red vinyl. Well, I guess it should be like that because the pentagram's inverted. But anyway, guys are amazing. As soon as I got into black metal, and the reason I got into black metal was I was just looking up like famous last words because I'm weird like that and I want to hear what last words people had said. But it was actually Dead's last words, and it just really struck a chord with me because he wanted to be dead. It's not like he wanted to commit suicide. It's just I don't think he belonged here. Like some people don't. Some people don't belong on this earth. They belong someplace else. We came from someplace and we're gonna go back there. eventually, and I don't think the dude could wait. You know, it was just like, I want to go now. And he went. And he left a legacy. I mean, I think if Dead would have stood around, black metal would have went somewhere else than where it went. You know, it's still underground. It's still, you know, in, I wouldn't say it's infancy, but it's there. You know, very few, I would say maybe 1 in 10,000 people know about black metal, and they only know it because of somebody else. You know, I got lucky. I found it, and I love it. I love how it's not mainstream. I love how it's just, I wouldn't say it's evil because there is Christian black metal. I don't see the take on it. Just plain old satanic black metal to me is the best. I do like the suicidal black metal, the BSMD or whatever it is. And that's great to fall asleep to. You know, Dark Funeral is really something else. They got the lyrics, they got the rhythm, they've got the sound that I just love. If I could create something like that, I'd be in heaven or hell, or I'm not sure which way you would go when you're happy making satanic metal, but it's great. You know, Abath is great, and Immortal is amazing, and they always look like they're having fun performing. But Dark Funeral is just something else. You know, Burzum, he's got his own thing going on. I never really considered his stuff black metal. I consider it more industrial black metal. I guess IBM. The Count is amazing. I wish YouTube would bring back his channel. I may do something like his eventually. I don't know. Who else? Bathory. Bathory was amazing. It's so sad that he died. His legacy obviously lives on. There's still concerts, you know, of people playing his stuff, and his voice is just so unique. I try so hard to sound like him, but I don't know if it's his accent that came through and made him have that sound, but it's just perfect. To me, that black metal sound is perfect. But yeah, the record's great. The record is amazing. Nightfall is good. Let the Devil In, that's top notch right there. I think that's one of the best songs there is. When Our Vengeance Is Done, I'm not a fan of that one. Nosferatu, obviously. Now, not to go off on a complete tangent, but did anybody else see Nosferatu? Loved it. Not a fan that they stole the story of Dracula, but the new version, I'd almost say, is better than the original. And that's hard to do because the original Nosferatu movie came out in, 1936, somewhere around there. And it's a no talkie movie. You know, it's just sounds and storyboards and whatever they did on the screen. It's amazing. But this new one, again, the ending, you know, like I was saying before, the ending of this movie also top notch. It's just, you've got movies, and then you've got Nosferatu, and then the original Bram Stoker with Bela Lugosi. It's just a great movie. What else is on this piece of vinyl? When I'm Gone, great song. Beyond the Grave, great song. A Beast to Praise, did not like it. I'm not sure what it is, not sure if it's the lyrics, not sure if it's the way he sang it, but I'm just not a fan of it. Leviathan. Let's talk about Leviathan for a minute. It's a Christian creature, but it's here to destroy the world. Kind of doesn't make sense. Makes sense. Kind of, why would God send a creature to destroy his creation? Why not just destroy it himself? It's a song with lyrics that just go and go and go. And he can't cram enough information into this song for some reason. It's just a great song. We Are the Apocalypse. And if you just think about that, the words just to the title We, as in we, the people, the humans, are the apocalypse. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe all the creatures were living in harmony, and then along comes man, and we put the creatures in cages. We start destroying the earth. We're polluting the earth. Maybe we are the apocalypse. Maybe we're out here waiting for it to happen and everything. And what if we're the ones here to destroy the creature's home? Sorry the segment went over, but the record is great, and I actually enjoyed discussing this record with y'all. So my next one is going to be a intermittent hit or miss kind of topic that we'll do, and it's going to be concerts. I love going to concerts. I've got my daughter hooked on going to concerts. She's 3, I think, with me now. We've seen Maiden, we've seen Zakk Wylde, and now most recently we've seen a rap. I wouldn't say a rap group, but he is a rapper. And I never in a million years thought I would go see a rapper. But it was different. It wasn't what I'm used to, obviously, because when we saw Maiden, obviously I knew every single song, and we sang along to the more melodic parts where the crowd gets involved with Maiden, and it's the whoa, 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 whoa. And at the rap concert, a lot of the people were singing along to the rap songs, and it was just so weird. It wasn't something I expected. The guy put on a hell of a performance. I mean, it was almost 3 hours. 2 smaller bands opened for him. One kind of like a Onyx kind of performance. If you remember, like 1990 or so when Onyx came out, very hardcore, very influenced with the heavy metal sampling and everything. And these guys, to me, they stole the show. And they were called Paris, Texas, which is kind of weird because there is a Paris, Texas, but I think it was from a movie or something that they had said that they got their name from. And then there was another band that came on. I don't know who they were, but we walked around. I got up and we bought the concert shirts. Each concert shirt, $50. Remember when they were 10? Yeah, those days are gone. Even at the Maiden concert we went to, it was, I think, $50 a shirt. I got my daughter a shirt. I didn't get a shirt. I'm going to be ordering a poster, obviously, to go along with the whole motif of my room. Last concert I've been to was Made in England, I think it's called. And it was just really a revisal of the Seventh Son album with a bunch of new stuff. And obviously we got Adrian back, and we got Yannick in the band also, and Bruce and Nico. But oh my god, I know everyone's found out by now, but Nico is leaving Maiden after his stroke, and we're going to get his drum tech. Not too impressed with that choice. There's a lot of other better drummers out there. I would have liked to seen, Dave Lombardo, but maybe the blast beats were a little bit too much for Steve, because to me it seems like Dave is willing to play with anybody. He's played with Testament, he plays with Misfits, obviously he played with Slayer. I think he played a little bit with DRI, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But just this rap concert was something else. And every song he put on, the dude was out there dancing and just getting it. And he had fireworks, he had the flames, he had huge monitors. He had a cool little like catwalk that came down from the basically from the catwalk and lowered all the way down. And he was like maybe 10 feet from his fans, walking all across, kind of a little bit of a steal from Kiss, the way Paul Stanley would fly across the fans and everything. And I'm sure there's been other performers that have done it and everything. But we went up to Austin, drove up to Austin, watched the show, and I want to say I drove back. No, we stood the night. I want to say we stood the night because, well, was it just 2-3 weeks ago we had gone to Austin again, and we went to SeaWorld, and that day I drove back. And you're talking 3.5 hour drive there, Hung out all day and 3.5 hour drive back. A little tired. Yes, gotta admit it. But it was fun. Kids had fun. Wife had fun. But yeah, the concert was top notch. I'd give them. I mean, Slayer put on, the best show. Maiden, second best show. Zakk Wylde, third. Kiss. Well, I'm sorry, but Kiss is the best. Loudest band I've ever seen, and I've seen about 50 bands. But Kiss back in I would say their 80s. I saw them in 91, maybe, on the Revenge tour. But I still consider that their 80s vibe because they had the makeup off for a while. But loud, just obnoxiously loud. Like, my dad took me, and I think he was able to say maybe 5 words to me the whole show. Just amazing how clear everything was. And they played everything. They played stuff from the 70s, 80s, 90s, but it was just loud. Oh my god. So I'm at my 21 mark right now, and I did not expect for this to go this long. I only covered literally four different topics, and I wanted to cover 17. That's my goal, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do this once a week and cover 5, 5, and 5. I don't know. I love doing this, but it's hard. I don't know if anybody's ever done this before, working with CapCut. If anybody knows an easier program to work with, I would love it. I have hair. But I like it. A lot of people don't like it because it destroys their privacy or whatever. Honestly, I feel like I'm just talking to people. I want to do this for my daughters eventually. Just a weekend review kind of thing. Be like, hey, this is what I read. This is what I did. This is what I listened to. And for me, this is gonna sound cheesy, but to me, music is everything. Everything that you see in my room, it's kind of hard to see a lot. I move you all around. Some old posters, monsters, whatever. The little guys over there, my books. I like it. It's me. Monster movies, old books, new music, not even new music, just music in general, just heavy shit. I was trying to show my wife today the difference between new Def Leppard and old Def Leppard, and just showing her how they really got sucked into that whole let's go digital, let's make like rap videos and stuff, versus the old borderline new wave of British heavy metal. I think if they would have stood there, they would have been not competition for Maiden, but maybe 2 rungs down from Iron Maiden, maybe up there with Heathen. Heathen's kind of heavy. Halloween. I think Def Leppard, if they would have stood heavy, could have been competition for Halloween. Then I was showing her Guns N' Roses because she likes the song November Rain, and I was like, look, man, Guns N' Roses is not November Rain. Guns N' Roses is old rock and roll, like just sleaze rock. And she's like, no, they make nice pretty songs and everything. I'm like, no, they don't. I was like, they make hard hitting music. If it was Duff's band, and I still say Guns N' Roses is Duff's band, it's not Axl's, it's not Slash's, it's Duff's. And if it came down to it, Duff would put out a song of nothing but maybe one step up from the Misfits kind of stuff. God, I'm tired. It's just been a long week. I'm just ranting now. Alright, I'll see you guys hopefully in a week. I've got to work all week. Maybe I'll put something out. I got to work, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because it's Hell Week. I work Friday, and then I work a Saturday night. So maybe I'll see you all Sunday. I'll make it a point to make a 20-minute video on Sunday. Look out for my shorts where I'm working out every day, and look out for my Daisy Dukes Daisy Duke shorts, not douche shorts. That would be kind of awkward at the gym. All right,